Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Age of History 2. In today's video, I will be doing a situation that was suggested to me by Ethan and friends in the last Age of History 2 video. So, I will be playing as Lithuania in World War II. Also, as a rule, to make this a little bit harder, I am not allowed to make unions with any other country. So, let's do it. This time I will be trying to achieve a real victory. So I will be getting 51% of the planet with no hostile powers, so only vassals. Now let's talk about what our situation is. I'm stuck between three big powers, two really big ones, one a little less. The Soviet Union is to my east, Poland to my south, and Germany to the west. It's not a very good situation for me. I started this one by just improving my relations with all of them, so we can survive a little bit longer than otherwise. At this point, what we would call World War II started. It's about 2 years earlier, and Poland is not a pile of rubble, so it's a tad different, but it is still there. It's still the big Axis powers, Britain and... no, Germany and Italy, versus the big Allied powers, Britain and France. A tad later, Estonia reached out to me to better relations, and I thought that that would be a good idea as another Baltic power, so I returned the favor. In a later part of 1938, I decided I needed to expand, and the only real country that I could invade, logistically, was Latvia to my north. So, I'm not gonna lie, this war did not go well. I lost all my territory, but I was able to get a little bit of it back during negotiations, so I held on to as much as I could, which amounted to like maybe five provinces. I decided to bide my time and see what would happen. I also made an alliance with Estonia to ensure a little bit of security in case Latvia went to finish me off. So like 10 minutes into my alliance with Estonia, they asked me if I wanted to fight Finland, a bigger power compared to us, and I thought I would just reject it and they would just go away. Yeah, they didn't do that, so I got rid of my alliance with Estonia because I'm not fighting Finland, not now. At some point, Latvia invaded Poland. I thought I could take advantage of this once Latvia was overextended on the front lines with Poland, so I started building my army up. At one point, I had all of Latvia's core territory, so I just assumed that they would start losing to Poland. So I was just going to sit by, kind of chillax, put up my feet. I then saw that the territory that was Poland was now Latvia, because it wasn't striped. So now I had to fight about a Poland-sized Latvia, so I wasn't exactly happy. To help me in this fight, I paid the Soviet Union to fight Latvia. With the Soviets taking all of the Latvian troops and taking all the losses from me, I just took as much territory as I could, and the Soviet Union would later finish the rest of Latvia off. Okay, so you guys ready for a Jimmy Neutron brain blast? Germany is a vassal of Poland after being conquered by France, and Poland is a vassal of France. Oh boy. Whilst I was recovering from the war with Latvia, Finland declared war on me. I took out a lot of loans from the bank so I could quickly gather some more troops, because Finland owns where Estonia used to be, so I have to guard the border. I easily take out Finland's territory in Estonia and get ready to invade the island that is off the coast. But Finland then counterattacks, but I used the rest of my loans to fight them off. The Soviets, I then paid the Soviets off, this is going to be a running theme, to fight the Finnish, because I don't think I could have done it alone. With Finland fighting with the Soviets, I just took the island off the coast and like one territory inland because I was not going to win that war. After a tad bit of assimilating territories and industrialization, I decided to invade Poland, but I knew that I would also have to fight Germany due to them being a vassal. What I had forgotten is that Poland had territory in the south and asked for military stuff through Czechoslovakia, so I had to fight on that front as well. I took over both Germany and Danzig, and I took all of the territory that I could from Poland, which wasn't a ton, but I took as much as I could. To better relations with the Soviets, I decided to, and so they would invade me, I decided to make my government a communist one. This will be effective for the meantime. So at this point, I try to finish off Germany, as you do. But what I forgot is that they are a vassal of France. So I got the entire Allies kind of kicking up my sphincter. Then, just for extra insult, Hungary and Poland all declare war on me as well, just for a little extra fun. So I have all of the allies, Hungary and Poland, trying to fight me. As you do, I run back to the Soviet Union and pay them to attack France and the rest of the allies. I then run away from the Soviets and quickly run to the negotiating table where I ask for mercy, and they say, fine, just get out of here. Something that came from the fight with France, the Soviets had a bunch of rebels and breakaway countries, so added a couple more countries to the list. While minding my own business, both Belgium and Sweden declared war on me. Sweden was a one-tap, no question. I invaded the Belgian Congo from the ocean, but nothing really came of it. I just got swept out. Peace was made. With the Soviets weakened very much by their war with France and the rest of the Allies, I changed my government back to a democracy. I got rather bored and just decided to invade Norway. It was a complete steamroll. I then vassalized it because I didn't want to have to manage that territory. Again, whilst bored, I invaded Denmark. I took all of the European territory, but I'd have to get back some in negotiations. I invaded Iceland and Greenland, taking all the territories in the oceans. I forced Norway to fight Finland. I'm sorry, I don't speak Norwegian, Swedish, or Finnish. So they got absolutely steamrolled, and I'm gonna have to go save them because I thought they could handle it, but they couldn't. I recruited a bunch of troops for the fight for Norway, but this would start a terrible nightmare. Do you all remember how I've explained in the past that if you fight with an ally or a vassal, that sometimes you'll lose troops if you're fighting in their territory? Yeah, so that happened a lot. I probably lost upwards of 10,000 troops, maybe closer to 20. It hurt a lot because I'm not gonna ramble forever. To stop this stupid thing from happening, I invaded Kvelands, the homelands and the core territories of them, so this wouldn't happen. Then, while trying to maybe just take some of Norway's lands, it started happening again, and I got very mad. I go to the negotiating table, and I get as much land from them as possible, and I will go back later and claim it since I won't have that issue again. I'll just trade the territory back to Norway. So at this point, the Soviets have been fighting the Allies for about 6 years, so they are very distracted and not really expecting an attack from little old Lithuania. That's what I'm deciding to do, and I'm going to steal as much territory as I can. I pushed through so much of the Union's western territories. Took a lot of their cities. Also, I kind of got Norway in the war, hoping they get some of those territories, but they never will. Kind of a useless hassle. My main goal for this was to get all the territories in the Baltics, but also to push to the Black Sea so I could have access to the Mediterranean. So I started moving towards Crimea. I take an eternity in the Upper Peninsula. It's so dumb. It took a long time. This was my first attempt at negotiations with the Soviets. The main thing, like I said earlier, is that I wanted a connection with the Black Sea. Yeah, they rejected that. Also, I got a golden age for some reason. I've never had this happen before, not that I can remember, and it's weird that it's happening during wartime. At this point, the only territories that they had was in the Scandinavia peninsula. I didn't really want to do that. I tried negotiations again. I got a big nope. After so much back and forth in the north, they send like 11,000 troops in, which wasn't exactly great for me. Back to the negotiation table, they actually accepted it this time, so I'm really happy because the war's over now. To prevent a future war with the Soviets, I made a non-aggression pact with them and started improving relations. One way to fight Kvan, I'm not pronouncing it again. I threatened, and on my way to fight them, I threatened vassalize 2 of the breakaway states from the Soviet Union. It wouldn't do well for the long term. I declared war on the country, and I just steamrolled it. I redeployed my troops down on the bottom and claimed all of Norway's territories back. I traded all the territories back to Norway, and they had a complete country again. I redeployed my troops down to Romania and I started moving to conquer it. They were tough, but not anything that I couldn't handle. It was just costly. I then had to go take some of their territory in the Turkish Strait. I don't know if that's actually what it's called, but that's one way to call it. But I claimed all of it in the end. I had the Soviets just invade Czechoslovakia to simplify the map a little bit and to weaken that more. To progress my means, I paid the UK to fight France so that they would be out of the alliance with the Allies, and so that I could fight one but not have to worry about the other. While preparing, I got a declaration of war from both Tavesians and Turkey, so I changed my focus for a while. I wiped the floor with Turkey and just made peace with the other one. I redeployed my troops to the border with the UK and I declared war. With the UK came both the British Raj and the Dominion of Canada. Both declared war on me, and I was kind of having to deal with that. Once I'd conquered what had been Yugoslavia and almost all of Greece, I held the UK near the Turkish Strait. So I may have gotten in a little too deep on this one, because I'm fighting both. I'm fighting the British Raj, the Dominion of Canada, now the United States, and Yugoslavia, so I am looking pretty bad. But that's going to be it for now. Next time we will hopefully try to get out of this situation without losing all of my territory, but with all that said, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!